The How to Play Like a Pro series is back. We're getting started right now. Oh my god, my hair is an absolute mess. What's going on, guys? This is Riggs and welcome back to the PUBG Mobile video. I'm so excited not only to have you here, but who we are featuring today. I mean, you want to talk about some of the best tips and tricks. We're going to be diving deep into the mind of the #1 ranked player in squads. So let me go ahead and show you guys this. It's been a while since we've done this series. So let me know who you want to see featured next down in the comment section. So the way we go ahead and find who we're featuring today, let's just go right to rank. Here it is right here. #1 ranked player in squads. Over 7,000 points currently. But not only that, but also the #1 ranked player as far as kill rating. So again, we're going to over 8,400 points. And it's a phone player. All right, and before we jump into it, just real quick, something I want to say, because I know I'm going to hear people in the comment section talking about, dude, this guy's a hacker, he's a cheater, blah, blah, blah. Understand that, and then I'm going to do a deep dive. This is going to be a separate video. But I'm going to do a deep dive into something that not a lot of people are talking about, which is Tencent now reviews the people that are in the top 100. So he was actually removed from the leaderboard just as protocol to go ahead and check the account to verify that everything is valid. Once they saw that he was in fact a fair play player, him and a whole bunch of other people, once they saw that their accounts were valid, they went ahead and put them back in their positions, points and everything. But there's a bunch of people that didn't make it who end up getting banned. But yeah, 100% fair play player. The dude is just better. But let's go ahead and jump into the questions. And of course, we're gonna be the gameplay you guys are gonna be watching is from none other than Fusion. So we'll go ahead and kick it right off. So I told him to go ahead and start off just like, you know, with just kind of like a brief introduction so you guys can get to know who he is. This is mind-blowing. So he's from New York, he's from the United States. The dude is 12 years old. I don't know if he was trolling when he said that. But yeah, he says he's 12 years old. He started playing back in season 8. What was he, like 8 years old back then? I don't even get it. I started playing at season 8 after watching Athena Gaming play. And he is Chinese. He does play 5-finger full gyro. We'll get into the devices next. He says his first device when he started playing was a Chromebook, and he used it until season 13. Then from there, he switched over to the iPhone 7. Season 15, he jumped on the iPad. That was the 7th gen. And he used that all the way until season 19. But I know everyone's burning question, what is he using now, Riggs? We don't care what he used to use. His current device is a Red Magic Pro 6. But he does still sometimes play on the iPad. But his main is Red Magic, which is a phone, and I know that's much more relatable to the majority of people that play PUBG Mobile. Then of course I ask him before we dive into the more advanced or the more tips and tricks part of it. I ask him of course what his favorite loadout is. We're gonna get into the maps as well. He says his favorite loadout is M4 and a DP28. He says M4 because of its versatility and how it's good close, middle, and also long range. He likes the DP28 because it's easy recoil control and how it's also amazing middle and long range, and it can knock opponents in 4 shots if used properly. I sometimes might switch my M4 out for an AK or an M762, and he couples that with the DP28 because it uses the same kind of ammo. That ammo synergy also opens up more backpack space. Best map for ranking. This might come as a surprise for some of you, but a lot of you OGs, I know we have a lot of tryhards and sweats. Shout out to you guys that do watch the channel. Love you guys to death. But he says Livik gives the best points gained as far as time ratio, and it's the easier map to win as there's only 50 enemies instead of 100. Worst map to rank, as always. It's always I don't even know why I ask the worst map question anymore, because everyone we feature, the pros, the rank grinders, they all say the same thing. Sonok being the worst map. He says obviously that's the worst map, and he stays away from it when ranking. But this might come as a surprise for a lot of you. He says Miramar is a terrible map to rank on. He says, in my opinion, it's a much bigger map, so enemies will be more spread out. And if you want to engage a squad that's in a large building, it's almost impossible to push because it's so open. The only real way to get a sufficient amount of kills is to hot drop and pick up some early kills, but that increases the chance of getting a -50. Of course, if you get like a too soon on any of the larger maps, it is a huge minus versus a map like Livik. It's like in the 20s, even if you get it too soon. Anyway, moving on. Ask him, what is his tip? Because he's so high up in kill ranking, he's not only winning his matches, but he's also getting a lot of kills. So I said, what are some strategies you use to find and engage with more enemies? He says, to find more enemies during a match, you must learn the map first, that map familiarity, and to understand where the flight path is. I think so many people sleep on that tip right there, or that strategy right there, is marking or at least understanding the playing path and kind of in general where players will be depending on the flight path, and of course pushing drops as well. Number 6, I said, what can someone do? Because there's a lot of people that complain, and it's a good complaint. I'm not saying you're just like complaining, like bitching, but what can someone do who wants to rank up, but they don't have a team to play with, and they're basically just playing with randoms? This is what he says. He says, play solos. The only realistic way you're going to rank up to the higher tiers without people to play with is in solos. There is no point in playing with randoms or team recruitment when it's literally like playing solo versus squads. If you're still wanting to play squads, do not trust randoms in the game. Try to find new teammates from apps like Discord as well as in live streams. It says in solo, every player only has themselves to rely on. So it puts a player without people to play squads with in an even playing field. Of course, what's his favorite food? His answer is pizza. You know, we always have to throw that one in there. Next one, I said, do you hot drop or do you play safe? What's in general? What do you play your matches? Not only rank number 1 in squads, but number 1 rank kill rating. What is he doing? He says he hot drops and safe drops depending who his teammates are and depending what kind of lobby he's in. He says, I tend to play aggressive because I have confidence in myself and my team, which you must have if you're planning to rank. Marking the playing path and to not waste a lot of time looting, knowing when to full send an enemy, when to hold back. Basically, he's talking about overall game sense here, you guys. This is a big one. When to third party is very important, and it will increase your amount of kills and survival time at the same time. The longer you are alive, the more kills you will get. It sounds so simple when it's worded like that, but it's 150% true. A lot of people forget that. If you know there is a squad camping, do not engage and go look for other enemies to look for. All right, and for the next question, this one's kind of unique. I asked him, what is something you know now that you wish you knew when you first started playing the game? He says, sometimes I wish I knew when I started playing the game that this game is all about positions. If your enemy team has a better position than you, no matter how much better you are than them, you will most likely still lose. Sometimes you cannot believe you lost to a 0.5 KD player, but in this game, anyone can kill anyone depending on their position. So do not get mad at yourself and be frustrated if you think you are a bad player by judging who you just died to, especially early on. All right, and of course, saving the best for last. This is usually everybody's favorite part in the Play Like a Pro series. Of course, I ask him, what are 5 tips you would give someone who wants to become a better player? His answer, number 1, he says, work on your game sense because most of the time game sense wins more games than skill does, especially in classics. But both skill and game sense equals higher kills per game and the chicken dinner, and ultimately more points. Number 2, he says turn on gyroscope. It's more accurate than dragging your finger across the screen to spray, and allows you to do more movements per second. Tip number 3, that was one of the best decisions I could have ever made. Take it from me, you guys. I didn't play gyro for like two and a half years, and once I switched over and I made the switch, never ever would I turn back. All right, tip number 3, dial in your sensitivity and practice them in TDM. If you think they could be better, change them as far as button layouts in regards to HUD. Understand if you change your current sensitivity, it will take some time to adjust, but you will see the improvements the next day, so long as you keep practicing. Tip number 4, learn from your mistakes after you die, so there will be a lesser chance of repeating that mistake. That's perfect. Learn from your mistakes. I mean, brilliant. Again, so easily written, but a lot of people don't really execute this. Trying to figure out, okay, how did I die, and what can I do to make sure that this does not happen again? All right, and last but not least, tip number 5, play aggressive. It will help you get better as a player, and it will improve your reflexes and movements as a player. All right, so that's going to wrap it up, you guys. I want to give a huge shout out to Fusion. Make sure you check him out. I'm going to put both of his links. He is going to start live streaming over on Trovo. I will have his link down in the description. You can go ahead and drop him a follow. As well as his Instagram is also linked down in the description. Fusion, insane. Just a crazy player, a phone player. And he is just absolutely slaying on the NA leaderboards, over 7,000 points currently, and we're not even halfway through Cycle 1 Season 2. Crazy, crazy. Really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, let me know who you want to see featured next in the Play Like a Pro series. And I'm glad that it's back. Hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay as well. But until the very next one, this has been Riggs from Riggs Gaming.